At the age of 45, when I finally opened my first restaurant, it was in the wake of the global financial crisis, and I was told that, even in the best of circumstances, I was entering a tough business at a tough time. On top of that, as a woman opening a fine dining restaurant with vaguely avant-garde ambitions, I was practically laughed out of the room. I could have tried to change myself. I could have made more effort to knuckle down and conform. I could have, as was suggested to me way back at the beginning when I had just graduated from college and was thinking of applying to cooking school, checked my ambition and become the manager of a restaurant rather than the chef or the owner. This is what women do. They settle for second, third, fourth best. They fold their ambition into smaller and smaller pieces until it disappears altogether. It never felt like a choice to me. I was a didn't-fit-in kind of girl who became a didn't-fit-in kind of woman. And as I grew older, I started to understand that everything I've achieved, owning my own restaurant, becoming the first woman chef in the United States to be awarded 3 Michelin Stars, even marrying the woman I loved, was not in spite of these differences, but because of them. If I had to describe my motivation in life, the words I would choose would be curiosity and courage. In French we say bon courage, which has the advantage of meaning both be brave and good luck. And when girls approach me for advice, I tell them to be courageous, be curious, and above all, to understand that while success in any field requires a strong vision, to make that vision fly, you need other people. Especially since I don't know the story of my genes going back 5 generations, my security and continuity lies in the strength of the connections I've made with others, and the knowledge that they are everything I have in this world. A lot of my cooking is inspired by my earliest memories, which are some of the happiest memories I have. I might serve you potatoes roasted in their own soil with a ham broth, and with it, the summers I spent on my grandmother's farm. You might taste black trumpet mushrooms with toasted pumpernickel and chickpeas while walking alongside my father and me through the woods, or sit down to smoked oysters and freshly steamed langoustine while joining me at my mother's table for lunch. Perhaps in these memories you will find reflections of your own. Which brings us around to the question of luck. While I had the good fortune to be adopted by wonderful people who loved me and gave me a good start in life, the real luck, as I see it, is that I never regarded any circumstance to be the end of the story. Living is moving. Nothing is learned by standing still. We are all works in progress. This is how I see things, good or bad, as an invitation, much like the one I extend to you now, to come with me through this open door. Part 1. Chapter 1. Home. One day, late in the summer of my 24th year, I stepped off a plane and took a deep breath. I had never been to San Francisco before, but as I breathed in, I knew instantly, almost violently, and without a shadow of a doubt, something that a quarter of a century later, I'm still completely convinced of. I was home. I had left my parents that morning on a station platform in Quimper, northern France, waving to me as my train left for Paris. My brother Jean-Christophe was beside them. A day earlier, we had all stood in a church and watched him get married, surrounded by family and friends. That was where I belonged, in a lush farming region of northwest France, where I had lived all my life, and where my family has roots going back generations. And yet, as my train left the station that day, I was ecstatic. I couldn't wait to get out. The decision to move to America looked, from the outside, impulsive. My English was imperfect. I had no long-standing friends or relations in the United States. My parents, although well-traveled, were chiefly interested in Europe, and I had inherited their priorities. And even though I had grown up hooked on American TV shows, primarily Starsky and Hutch, those maverick TV cops of the 1970s, whom I'd once planned to grow up and turn into, my knowledge of the United States was hazy. I could talk for hours about German reunification, the Polish Solidarity movement, or the long-range fallout of the Second World War on French politics.